Hello, good evening, and welcome to Voice of Biafran's YouTube and Facebook page. My name is Mazi Udochukwu, and this night we're going to be looking at the news making rounds. We're going to be looking at Punch newspaper and other papers this evening. But firstly, let's quickly look at Punch, what Punch has got for us this evening. Now, if you check there, if you check the caption, you will see a photo of Ohanaeze Ndigbo and the legal team, and that is the picture and the headlines this evening. Now let's look at the writer. Nnamdi Kanu's trial. NBA Ohanaeze orders attack FG as DSS bans lawyers, journalists from entering the court. You can find the story, the full story of that headline on page 2 on Punch newspaper this evening. Now let's look at the writer. Just look under there. You will see what the article is saying. The article says, banning lawyers, journalists, despicable. Court is a public place. NBA Ohanaeze demands FG's apology over treatment of Igbo delegation. Find the full story of this article on that same page 2 on Punch newspaper this evening. And here let's quickly see what the page 15 is saying. Page 15 said, how we killed Obasanjo's third tenure. If you want to know who said that, if you want to find out who is saying that, just pick Punch newspaper and know who is saying that on page 15 on Punch newspaper this evening. Outrage as Ruga policeman, neighborhood watch, torture innocent Uber driver. Find the story on page 4 and 5 on Punch newspaper this evening. Tinubu's presidential campaign. Insurgent Ekiti APC parallel ESCO. Find the story on page 14 as well on Punch newspaper. Now let's see Senate fought FG rising recurrent votes overhead amidst job. Find the story on page 40 on Punch newspaper this evening. Now let's quickly flip to The Nation newspaper and see what The Nation has got for us. The Nation newspaper is next, and if you look there you will see the caption, and let's look at what the caption is saying. INEC delivers non-sensitive materials. APC will win, says caretaker secretary. Obiano promises amnesty for prisoners. Find all of this story on page 27 on The Nation newspaper this evening. And here you see, nothing must stop Anambra pool, Buhari tells service chiefs. Find the story on page 5 on Nation newspaper this morning. Live jail awaits drug lawbreakers, says Malawi. Lagos will implement NSAS panel report. Find this full story on page 3. Then the other one I read before, you find the story on page 6. Live jail awaits drug lawbreakers. Find the story on page 6 on The Nation newspaper this evening. And here you will see Kalno plead not guilty to treasonable felony charge. IPOB leader remains in DSS custody. Trial resume November 10th. Find all of this story on page 4 on The Nation newspaper this evening. Explosion on Abuja Kaduna rail track disrupts operations. Hundreds of passengers stranded. We are working to resume services, says NRX boss. If you look there, you will see the picture of the explosion, the bombing of the railway in Abuja Kaduna railway. This happened today, 22nd of October 2021. And if you look there, you will see the picture on how the explosion happened. It was a very sad story indeed. People that were going to work in the morning couldn't go to work. People that are traveling from Abuja to Kaduna couldn't travel anymore. So it was a very sad one. That happened today. So pick the Nation newspaper and read the full news and how it happens. Now let me quickly bring you this breaking news. So here is the news from Attorney General of Federation, Abubakar Malami. Very sad. I saw this news this evening when I was going through some articles online. Then I come across with this news. Like I did mention before when I was rebroadcasting Mazi Chikaudesium's broadcast this evening, I told you that I was watching a video interview. Channel interviewed him, and I was watching the news this evening, but I didn't finish watching the news because along the way I go angry because some of the things he was saying didn't make sense at all. Then after listening to Mazi Chikaudesium's broadcast this evening, then I went online, I was reading article, and I saw that same thing, the same thing he was saying on channel this evening. And here is what he has to say. He said, the Nigerian government on Friday blamed the Nnamdi Kanu lead indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and the military wing, the Eastern Security Network, ESN, for some violent attacks in Lagos and other parts of the country during the October 2020 EndSARS protests. Abubakar Malami, the Justice Minister, said Mr. Kanu, through his online broadcast, instigated the large-scale disruption of public assets during the EndSARS protests, particularly in Lagos, as well as southeast and south-south regions. The AGF addressed journalists in Abuja on the update on investigations on Mr. Kanu and other separatists, also Sunday Igboho. He said Mr. Kanu set up the ESN, an armed wing of IPOB, to carry out subserver activities against Nigeria. Violent activities of IPOB have always been known to be restricted to the southeast, where the ESN violently enforces a sit-at-home order on Mondays, and the south-south region. Friday would be the first time major violent attacks will be linked to the proscribed group outside the two regions. Mr. Malami said the IPOB leader, who is currently standing trial on an amended 7-count charge before the Federal High Court in Abuja, desecrated and looted the Oba of Lagos Palace under the cover of EndSARS anti-police brutality protests in Lagos, October 2020. The article is too long. I can't read all of them, but here is my take. Now, people that is attacking and enforcing sit at home, they are not ESN and they are not IPOB. I want to correct that impression. If Mr. Malami is listening to me, people that is forcing sit at home in Biafra land, they are not IPOB. We have videos that have been trending One of the boys that were arrested said he's from DSS, not IPOB or ESN. So here is my take. The article is long. You can go online and read it, or go and watch the video. And this is where we'll end today's program. And I will see all of you again tomorrow. My name still remains Mazi Udochukwu or Biafra.